Welcome everyone, I'm Brent Testerman with CFM Company. In this video, you'll learn how to set up the Embedded Fieldbus for BACnet MSTP serial communications on the ABB ACH580 base drive using the primary settings menu. Warning: obey the instructions provided in the IO&M shipped with this drive. If you ignore them, injury or death or damage to the equipment can occur. Before removing the front cover to the ABB ACH580, disconnect power to the drive. Lock and tag out the circuit disconnect and make sure that reconnection is not possible. Always wait 5 minutes to let the intermediate circuit capacitors discharge before you continue. Remove the front cover to expose the control terminals. If multiple devices will be connected to the network, the communication wires must be daisy-chained. The serial communications wires will be landed on the removable Embedded Fieldbus terminal labeled EFB. Connect the positive network wire to terminal 29, labeled B+. Connect the negative network wire to terminal 30, labeled A-. For 3-wire communication networks, connect the optional reference wire to terminal 31, labeled DGND. Note, the network wire shield is not landed to the drive. The wire shield should be twisted together and taped to prevent contact with other conductors. Terminate the shield only at the ground terminal in the building automation controller. The ACH580 includes both a termination switch and a bias switch below the EFB terminal. If the drive is at either end of the network, set the termination switch on. This adds an end-of-line 120 ohm resistor to the end of the network. One device, preferably at either end of the network, must have the bias switch on. The bias switch can help improve the communication of the network. If the drive is not at the end of the network, both the term and bias switches should be off. Each device on the network requires a unique MAC address and instance ID. Ask the building automation contractor for a list of addresses for all of the drives on the project. You will also need to know the network baud rate. For this video, we will use the instance ID of 105812, where the last 2 digits of the instance ID is also the MAC address. The network baud rate will be 76.8 kilobits per second. Once the communication wires are landed, secure the drive cover and apply power to the drive. From the home screen, press Menu. Select Primary Settings, arrow down to Communication. Press Select. Select Embedded Fieldbus. Select Communication Setup. Now you will edit the following BACnet settings. EFB selection. Choose BACnet MSTP and press Save. Next is the station ID. Press Edit at Station ID. Change the value to 12 and press Save. Next is baud rate. The default is Auto. In Auto, the baud rate is detected automatically. Press Edit and change the value to 76.8K and press Save. Next is the device object ID. Press Edit at the device object ID and change the value to 105812 and press Save. Next is Max Master. The default is 127. Leave this at the default for basic setup. Next is Max Info Frames. Leave the Max Info Frames at the default value of 1. Next is the Max ADPU Retries. Leave this at the default value of 3. Next is If Communication Fails. With the If Communication Fails highlighted, press Edit. The correct choice depends on the critical nature of the equipment and the requirements of the owner. Remember that loss of communication action can always be changed later as needed. If Custom Safe Reference is selected, an additional menu item, Safe Frequency Reference, is added. Simply edit the desired safe frequency reference value and press Save. For this example, keep the default value of Ignore. Press Save to return to the Communication Setup menu. Next is Communication under Monitoring. Leave this at the default value of CW/Ref1/Ref2. Next is Ignore Failures Shorter Than. Leave this at the default value of 30 seconds. The last setting is Apply Settings to Embedded Fieldbus. After Select is pressed, the drive will display Fieldbus module restarting, taking new settings into use. Once complete, the BACnet is programmed. Press the back button 5 times to return to the home screen. Thank you for watching this video. Visit us at cfmcompany.com to learn more about each of the manufacturers we represent.